Boys and girls, aliens, whatever you identify in this wonderful, beautiful world, welcome into the Hunter Houston ESG podcast. Now I know what you're thinking. You have a laundry list of things. Now I could not be able to do this laundry list of things on my own, so I was fortunate enough and lucky enough, and I like to think that I talked her, well, let's just say I talked this into existence. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Buggy K.
Hi.
Now, I know you've been away, you've taken care of some personal business, you've done some things, but what are you currently, because some people do like to know, what are you currently listening to slash reading in audio?
Oh
Book.
wow. Well, I got really involved with a American writer. His name is Kamikaze Potato, and he made an entire series called Human
Hold up. He's an
Insanity.
American writer and his name's Kamikaze Akato.
Right? It's a fantastic series. I got very much involved with it at work. Um, it is a great series, Human Insanity. So far, he has about 6 books out. He's about to have the seventh book come out, I think, sometime later on this year. I binged the series. It's amazing. I just wish to aspire to be the level of nonchalant that Rob is. This series is fantastic. Definitely check it out. Kamikaze Potato forever.
Very cool. Now, have you, because remember, we have talked numerous times about you reading all the Harry Potter books, which you did finish them, and then you said that you're going to watch the Harry Potter movies with your girlfriend. Have y'all got around to do this yet?
Yeah, unfortunately, we only got to the second movie before we were blackout drunk because of all the inaccuracies. I cannot. We were playing a game that every time I had to
Uh,
stop it, and I was like, "That's not what happened in the book." But we had to take a shot. We only ever got to the second movie.
okay. Now, were you imbibing in a wine or Pabst Blue Ribbon?
We were doing beer.
Okay. All right. So yes, there's a lot of inaccuracy with the books, but I do like how the books are just kind of fun. Well, excuse me, not the books, but the movies are kind of fun. The only time I was kind of mad was with the Deadly Hollows book in the last two movies. Whenever you get to those, that's the only time the inaccuracies really bothered me. Even the Half Blooded Prince inaccuracies didn't bother me. But what are you currently playing?
Well, right now I'm currently playing Sneaky Sasquatch. It's a game currently on the arcade for the Apple. It is a
Okay.
lot of fun. It's pretty much you are a Sasquatch. You got to put on a disguise. You got to go around. You got to do a bunch of random things. It's very much a sandbox game where you can pretty much do whatever you want. But if you get caught by the rangers, they put you back in the forest. It's very addictive. I know it sounds very simple, but it's very addictive. Very
Is this
stress
PC
relieving.
or mobile?
It's on the iPad. So I guess
Oh,
mobile.
iPad game. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now, before we get started, let me give a shout out to the PlayStation 8 Dead podcast, Will Schultz, Sean Powers, the Radical One, Reggie, the YouTuber of YouTubers when it comes to collections and collectible games, and then of course the man who makes everything run for PlayStation 8 Dead podcast. That would be James. Who does all these small little clips and puts everything together, and then has Sean bitch at him, said, "You need to focus more on this." If you know anything about their show, which it comes on late, so you may not, but it's about collectors, and it's like if you went to GameStop because we're both former GameStop employees, and long needless to say, it's kind of like people just if you were sitting around talking and shooting crap about collecting video games.
Well, that sounds really nice.
And well, the one thing I can tell you is that because we're both former employees, and I had somebody ask me the question, actually talked about why has GameStop changed they're open from 12 to I believe 3 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. And I told him the reason why is that you don't really have those are the prime hours anyway. Basically from 12 to like 3 or 12 to 5 are all the prime hours. Anything else is just trade in foot traffic. Am I right or am I wrong?
I mean, I would kind of disagree with that. I kind of feel like around 7 in the store that I particularly worked at was when a lot of people got off. I felt like I got the most foot traffic from 5:30 to 8. in the store that I worked at just because of how many people got off and visited the store.
Okay, now see, I just feel differently because I was a manager, or I was also a third key at one point in time, and an assistant manager. I worked my way up, then down. I was like a third key, then a manager. Then I had to move. When I moved back down here, I became a assistant manager. Then I left, then came back as like a part timer, then a third key, and then I was offered uh, an assistant manager. And I was like, no, because I was working at a pawn shop, and working at a pawn shop was much cooler, at least to me anyway.
Well, I
Um,
mean, GameStop currently is nothing but a pawn shop, but that's just my honest opinion, you know.
well, remember the old Game Shop memes? It was like you have like every exotic game that ever existed or rarity. It's like best I could do is $2.50.
Yeah, that's GameStop currently, very much so. You bring in 19, 20 games. The most I can do is $2 and maybe a lollipop. You're welcome.
Now, I want to talk about, and now note, I have a few friends, actually more than a few, but one young lady that I happen to see on a daily basis sometimes when I go to work. She has said this, and I want to bring this up here on the little presentation because that's why I want to hit up first. Is that you've heard the myth, and I think other people have heard this myth too, that white people's food is it's the whole look. I even wrote in why people, and I just did a Google search, why people think white people don't use spices. And if you look this up, and it's like, do you know Europeans, and it's even right here on the side, okay, where it says white people's bland food isn't just an internet meme. And it's from Quartz saying that, oh, the food's bland and it has no damn taste. Do you realize that we went to war for pepper? That basically the only reason why Christopher Columbus found America by accident is because he was going to India to get spices to bring back to Spain. So we've been, dude, we fought wars and killed people for frickin' pepper. So I don't believe this lie of, oh, there is no culture of food. Right now downstairs I have enough spices probably to be damned to dead. And like tonight when I made some gyros. I put a little bit of like some dash in it. I put what was it, like a overall steak pepper. It was like a peppery steak butter in it, and I put some rosemary in it. So, and that's just that was just something small. I wasn't even making anything big because it was like a little bit of gyro meat cooked with Irish butter. Our Irish garlic butter.
I mean, I kind of feel like this doesn't really apply to American white people, just for the simple fact that we share a border with Mexico. And I mean, how many Indian cuisine places is around our area? I mean, spice is a part of daily life. I know for me, when I go to work, I actually carry a small bottle of hot sauce with me, and I add that to about everything that I have. I mean, but there's a very big difference between spice with flavor and it just being hot just to be hot.
Well, that's the whole thing. This is like I was talking to a young lady today, not you, but another young lady, and you know, she didn't realize that burritos is like our Tex-Mex. Like most Mexican that people eat here is Tex-Mex Mexican, not real Mexican. Because I said, you know what a burrito is, don't you? She said, no. I said, burrito is a small donkey for those who know, you know, or like a small burro. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, most of the stuff you eat, like the whole tomato sauce stuff, that's all Tex-Mex from Texas. Because if you ever go to Mexico, they give you bean dip when you sit down, or like a bean paste.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been to Mexico several times. It's definitely different food
Very
down there, but it's
different
not
from what
really
you get
that
in
far off
America.
from what we have from South Carolina by too much. If you get the really authentic places.
Well, that's the whole thing is that you're not everywhere you go to a Mexican restaurant here in America, mostly it's all Tex-Mex.
We're not talking
Seldomly,
about San Jose. We're talking about those hole in the wall. There isn't a lick of English in there when you walk in, like Spanish places, like true Spanish.
well, there's a few that will give you the bean paste. I go to those, and Google Translate is my friend because I know hable español. Well, I kind of hable español. I understand español, but I don't hable very well. Oh,
Hablo,
comprendo.
hablo, not hable, hablo.
But seriously, what
Stereotype.
spices do you use on a daily basis?
What?
What spices do you use on a daily basis?
Let's see. Currently on a daily basis with working 40 hours a week, what I can get. I mainly just use the the creamy buffalo sauce that you get from Walmart that comes in like a dollar tube.
Okay.
I use that on pretty much everything. That's good on sandwiches. That's good on ramen. I use the Texas Pete. I love
Whoa,
sriracha.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Go back. You put it on ramen?
Yeah,
On ramen?
spicy ramen is the best.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of detoured on the ramen thing. I like my
Now,
ramens a
hold
certain
on,
way.
hold on. You're thinking like the really super cheap ramen. I'm talking like the Costco ramen, the type of ramen that already comes like its own broth, not just like prepackaged little brick ramen, like good ramen. Like a little bit of spice is great with ramen.
Okay. All right. All right. So, do you put like any onions or any peppers in this? Like, like do you put any meats in it? Like, like actual chicken?
Oh, you mean like when I do the ramen myself with the
Yeah.
glass noodles? Oh yeah.
Okay.
I will do my own. I will even do my own like boiled egg. I'll do the green onions, the sesame oil, the chili powder. I'll sometimes even add in like some sauteed onions, just give it a little bit of kick. The garlic. I even sometimes, if I want like a
Green peppers.
creamy, I'll do some of the Japanese mayo with it.
Oh, excuse me, green onions. I'm sorry, not green peppers, green onions. I always like to put green onions in lots of things.
I mean, but really for a lot of spicy stuff, I just use like a lot of chili paste, like the Asian chili paste that comes already with the oil. That stuff is really good. Very, very hot. Very good when used correctly.
So, I'd like to think that we just dispelled this whole rumor that even though that you know, I believe you're also mixed, right? Or you're just like just straight like German or whatever.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'd
Both
like
of
to
my
think.
parents don't even know about their own history because let's just say that the family ties aren't that strong.
Fair
So a lot
enough.
of us don't know where we came from. So I just know I'm white American. That's about it.
Well, I would like to disparage the whole fact that white people don't have a culture of using and have bland ass food. Because trust me, none of my food in my house is bland. All my food tastes like something and has a very distinct taste, and it ain't bland.
Yeah.
So, moving on from that, I would like to ask you a question. What is a game that is a comfort game for when you've had a bad day or certain individuals within your household have made you upset or disturbed?
I mean, it just kind of depends. So sometimes for me, that's Warframe
Okay.
because sometimes you just want to get the aggression out. So a couple headshots, it's really nice, especially in the Nexus. Sometimes that can be Pokemon. Sometimes it can be Dreamlight Valley. I think it really just depends on what's making me upset.
Okay. Now, for me, and I'm going to go to it right now. I can't help but give this game love, and because I talk about it, I've spent so much money in it. Because I spent probably at least $150 in this game, and I'm not even joking. And that is Infinity Nikki. Now,
You've
I
talked
have been
about this so much.
Oh, I have talked about this game numerous times, and I've never played it on the Apple Store. I'm assuming you have because you have an iPad. I do not have
You
an
know,
iPad.
if it's available on the Apple Store, because you talk about Infinity Nikki, and I apologize for my language so damn much. I will play Infinity Nikki just because. I mean, right now I got the iPad right here. Let's see. Like, is
Okay,
Infinity
I mean it's
available?
a gorgeous game. It's just a relaxing, cozy little game, and I just cannot talk enough about it because whenever it's like I don't want to play anything. I just beat Mafia, Old Country, which I'm excited about. But this game here is just one of these games. It's just an exciting little game unto itself, and it makes me happy. I can't help that.
Well, if it makes you happy, do it. Just
Now, speaking of Mafia, the old country, I will be doing a review on that hopefully this weekend and going over details of it for everybody who's interested in that, and even tying in different Mafia movies, tying in different things that happened through the Mafia. I've been writing this out for like the last week since I beat Mafia, the old country. I love the game to death. I strongly recommend it. It's only $49.99. If you like a story driven game, then that is the game for you. Now, if you do not like a story driven game and is set in the islands of Sicily back in the old days, like early, like super early 1900s. And trust me, I've been to one of those islands only once. Now I was in Italy for a week, and I loved Rome, I loved Pisa, but yeah. Italy's beautiful. If I was rich and I could afford it, I would live in Italy, but away from like all the people who are like, you know, I'm just live on like one of those islands, and it's just just dream away, man. It's just so awesome and so beautiful. But no, so your coziest game would be Pokemon and Warframe. I don't know, because college football does that for me sometimes, and of course Infinity Nikki. But I think the Infinity Nikki has more to do with it makes my daughter happy that I get dresses for her, and so if I can end up getting her a dress or something, that makes me happy.
I mean, that's kind of fair. That's why I play mainly the Pokemon Scarlet, is when I'm having a bad day. My son loves to take my rare quiz that I have and throw it. And then he likes to feed it and like do little sandwich picnics. And sometimes it's just kind of nice to watch him do it.
Now, I've covered that. I walked over that. So let's move on to our next little thing. And if you or anybody else is wondering what PlayStation is doing this week, well, wonder no more, because this is what PlayStation has going on midweek. For those who don't realize this, this is their midweek review. And these are the games that come out next week. And I look forward to two of these games because I already own a couple of them. I already own the Spider Man Ultimate. Now, Mortal Kombat 1, I've been wanting to get this for a while, but I don't want to spend the money for it. So I'm glad this is going to be free. Sword of the Sea. I'm looking super forward to that because I am a premium member. And then, of course, Unicorn Overlord, which shout out to JP from the Loot Bros and from the Wrestling Tornado, which I also do, which he wants to bring it back. It's like, I'm tired of not talking about wrestling and letting people know my wrestling takes. We got to get the Wrestling Tornado back up and running. And I'm like, well, dude, you got to show up to do it. But is there any game in this list that you'd be interested in playing other than Sword of the Sea and probably Unicorn Overlord?
I actually really want to play Unicorn Overlord. I'm kind of like, what is that? What is Unicorn Overlord?
It is a RPG, and it's actually pretty good. They actually have a demo for it, so if you can actually look up the demo and try out the demo. Do you have a PS5?
I do.
Okay, yeah. Just download the demo for it, and I guarantee you're gonna like it. I played it for like an hour. I liked it a lot, so I can't wait to beat that. And the thing is, though, is because it's like a lot of reading, so Scarlett won't enjoy it. But I will, so I'll just play it when she's not awake. Otherwise, she'll be like, "Daddy, I don't want to play this." No, because she kind of dictates what I get to play. I don't
Well,
know.
it's your daughter. She
Yeah,
should.
she's like, "I don't want to play this because there's too much reading, and I read all day long in school."
That's fair. That's how my son currently feels with first grade. I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't want to do that because I'm in school all day long reading this. Now, there is something I don't. When was the last time you've been to the dentist?
To the dentist?
To the dentist.
I don't know if I want to reveal that much on air.
Okay. Well,
I'm joking. I'm joking, Thomas. Probably about a year and a half ish. I'm
did
a
you
mom.
have to fill out a questionnaire? Did you go to a different dentist than normal?
I've honestly been going to the same dentist I've been going to since I was like 11.
Okay, so I left my dentist because I felt like my dentist was ripping me off and not taking all my insurance because that's what my insurance told me because I have like a pretty good thing. Now I'm going to show you here questionnaires from a dentist office, and you can tell me what you think here when I bring this up for us. Let's see here, presentation. Okay,
All right.
so at the dentist office, you can expect to ask about your current question, current oral health, hygienes, so forth and so on. Now, some of the questions that I got asked on this questionnaire that I was filling out for this dental place that I was going to this new one is that what major surgeries have I had? Have
Mm-hmm.
I ever did tobacco before?
Yes.
Uh, just some really weird and like strange questions overall. And I'm thinking, well, can I ask my dentist weird questions like, do you take back shots? Are you
But see, but those questions that you're upset about is things that they honestly need to know. If you smoke tobacco, then it's going to explain why your teeth are a little bit more yellow than usual.
no, 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 no.
Plaque buildup.
That one I'm okay with, but there was just like some personal questions like name what major surgeries you have. Named if you've ever had like an outburst or like if you had terrors or something. Man, I ain't gonna tell you I'm scared of
But
Jason or
that's
Freddy
because
Krueger.
they put you, because
Man,
if you
that's
have
that's
like
between
a
me and Freddy Krueger.
that's in case if they need to put you to sleep, they want to know what to expect if you have to wake up from that.
They do not need to know if I'm scared of Jason Voorhees or Michael
It's like
Myers.
some sort of
Okay.
personal vendetta with the dentist.
No, it's just kind of weird, and I didn't like the questionnaire, and I decided not to go to that dentist. So I have to find another dentist to go to. So my wife suggests I go to her dentist, but to me, it's kind of like I just didn't like some of the questions because there were some. I will have to send you the questionnaire, and I wish I would have kept the questionnaire or took pictures of it.
I mean,
'Cause-
I don't really think if you think that the questionnaire for your dentist is bad, then Thomas, I challenge you to be a woman and to go into like any like practitioner out there and the random questions that they ask you about everything from the last time that you were physical to the last time that you had a cycle to the last time that you peed to the last time you saw any type of discharge. I mean, there is a lot of your dentist questions are cute, and I'm glad that you're uncomfortable. But that's like I would 100% answer those first. Then I know that your tubes were taken out. We still need you to pee in this.
Well, see, I just don't like some of the questions they asked me. I felt they were just a little too personal.
Yeah,
I
try
just,
being a woman for a day, Thomas.
well, again, I understand, like if you're a woman, they'll ask you questions like, "Do
Yeah,
you have
you understand?
syphilis? Do
You
you have herpes?" You know, I think those are.
not. Yeah, but you do know that every time a woman goes to a doctor, like there's about a 9 out of 10 chance that she is just automatically asked to pee into a cup with no reason given.
So you're gonna pee in a cup for a dentist?
There has been times, yes.
For a dentist?
Yes. To make sure that you're
The
not
hell?
pregnant. Yep. Because there's some medications that you cannot take if you're carrying.
That what type of medic? What is the dentist gonna
That is
recommend?
life.
Percocet?
That
Oh,
is
I go to
no,
the
that
dentist to
is
get some
life. That
Percocet.
is life, Thomas. That is life. And even though I will 100% look at the and be like, my tubes were taken out like over a year and a half ago, we still need you to verify. My
That
medical
that
records are
that's
good enough.
wild. I just don't understand. And
Yep.
it's like, and I did think they asked me if I had like any like type of diseases. I'm like, you're a dentist. What are you gonna do? Put me to sleep and like make out with me? Like I gotta make sure he doesn't have herpes or syphilis or something. I don't know
You're
what's going
cute,
on
Thomas. You're cute.
there. I just don't like the questionnaires. It's just certain things like you're working on my teeth. You're a
You know what?
dentist.
After this podcast, I'm going to tell you some of the questionnaires I have to answer just to go and like talk to
Okay,
the cold
we'll talk about that.
because that's not fit for public air.
All right, all right, all right. Now the last thing I'd want to touch on tonight is one thing that's near and dear to my heart, and this is something that's personal to me. Well, it's not really personal to me, but every TV show I loved or TV people I've watched growing up as a child is either dead, dying, or almost dead. And the to me, I used to love this show growing up. It's called What's Happening. Now, you may not watch this show because you're a younger person, but What's Happening was my jam, dude. I love Shirley, and people don't know Shirley is this young lady over here off to the side. Shirley is I always thought she owned the 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 restaurant. Apparently, she's just a waitress. That's what a friend of mine told us. Like Thomas, she's just a waitress. I'm like, I always thought she was the owner of the thing, but that was just to me is one of my favorite shows. And that the girl who played Dee Dee, which was the youngest, she died of cancer a couple of days ago, and it got me thinking. All the shows I grew up with, like almost all the characters are either dead, close to death, or like they're no longer around, and it makes me sad. And is there any show that you grew up with that that where people are dying off of that you're like makes you sad?
Not really dying off of, but I have to say, with the decline of Tim Curry's health, makes me feel really sad. Um, Tim Curry is my favorite actor, voice actor, just all around. And it's kind of weird to see him, well, not weird, but kind of sobering, kind of seeing him do like Rocky Horror Picture Show and then seeing him with his Parkinson's currently. Or just Ozzy Osbourne die, Am I saying that right? Not Ozzy Osbourne. Is it Ozzy?
No, it is Ozzy Osbourne. That is correct.
I know
Now
it
that's
almost sounds like he belongs in like Spider-Man, but still, I mean, it's kind of strange. I think that's starting to happen to my generation, whereas your generation, most of the people are kind of starting to phase out.
yes.
Yeah.
And it makes you really sad because it's like everybody that you like, and you talk about Tim Carey, and I remember him from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That used to be my ringtone, by the way. And no, from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and the ringtone was, "So you got caught with a flat." Well, how
How
about that?
about that?
Well, babies, don't you panic. By the
I'll get you
light
up,
of the night,
mechanic,
it'll
mechanic.
all
Yeah.
be all right. And do the whole sweet transvestite thing. And I would let it play, and people would just look at me. And I'm like, that's right, buddy.
So I one time did a public speaking course, and they were like, "Oh, well, we need you to do 5 minutes on something." So that week, I dressed up and I performed "Sweet Transvestite." And believe it or not, I got a B for the part because they told me I didn't have enough visual presentation. And I was like, I was the visual presentation. I had the wig, I had the makeup, I had the fishnets, the heels. I was full on Frankenfurter, and they gave me a B. To this day, I'm still bitter.
Well, to me, it's like because they're already performing Rocky Horror Picture Show before they ever did the movie because it was just a theater play, and then they ended up making it into a movie after I think like maybe a year or 2 years, and it was just so popular. But the fact was is that he had had to sing these things numerous times, so he had played the character for so many times, and it's just imagine. And then the thing was at the time, people don't realize this dude was getting so many chicks just for being androgynous. He was with
You know,
Susan
he
Sarandon.
denied that role for almost 40 years.
I'm sorry.
He denied that role for almost 40 years. Like when he went to like give out his acting like application almost to like when he would do like movies and voice acting work, he would purposely leave that out because for the longest time he was ashamed of that role.
Well, he's a Brit, and you know how Brits are sometimes. It's like, well, it's something I took when I was young, and it's beneath me
Well, the
now. And
story on why he took it was really funny. So apparently, after he was done with like a phone call with his dad, and his dad was like, "Son, if you can't find an acting job, like come home, do something sensible, right?" And so then he was
he was going
approached.
to make him be a dentist.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but I know his dad was like, "Hey, do something sensible." And he was like, "No, Dad, let me try my dream just like one last time." And then he was approached for the producer for Rocky Horror Picture Show, and he was like, "Well, fuck it." And then he did it, and then he was popular, and he got like a lot of fame for it. And then when he started like auditioning for other roles, he was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to be defined by this." And so then he practically had to start like all the way over because he didn't want to admit his previous experience. And
Hmm.
it's just kind of funny.
So, how did you like him in Clue?
Oh, I loved him in Clue. He was a
That's
great.
an underrated movie. They're saying they're thinking about redoing that. I'm like, don't redo that movie. Just re-release it and let young people watch it.
Well, they need to re-release it the way it was originally put out, where there's various endings depending on what theater that you're at. That way, you don't really know how it's supposed to end because it's Clue.
And that's what made it fun.
Yeah. Or I loved him in Ferngully.
He was good in that too.
He was good in Ferngully. I still listen to Toxic Love at work. It's great.
And then he was also good as the bad guy in Three Musketeers.
Yes. And he was a really good bellhop kind of slash bad guy, and I think Home Alone.
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2. Yeah, I
Home
think
Alone
that's also
2.
the same one with
Because Home
Trump.
Alone 2 is in New York,
Ah, yes.
where Kevin stays at Trump Towers.
Yes. Current president. Let's see what else. Gosh, he was in a lot of stuff, mainly voice
He,
acting.
he, he was also the bad guy in It.
Yes.
And he was the original voice actor. For those who do not know, this is a little Batman tidbit. He was the original voice actor for Batman animated series, but because he was a little, I guess, too dreary well, not has Batman. I'm sorry, but has the Joker before was it Mark Hamill took it over. He was the original Joker, but they felt that he was too psychotic in a way.
Oh
That he,
no, the person who played Joker, too psychotic. They didn't know what they were missing out on.
now, no, if you listen to his audition and his actual Joker voice, it's quite good. But I'll be honest with you, I can't imagine anybody else has the voice of the Joker rather than Mark Hamill now.
See, I was shocked to find out it was Mark Hamill though when I grew up. I was like, that's Mark Hamill, that's Luke.
I did too, actually. I'm like Luke Skywalker's is the Joker.
Yeah. Now when I rewatch it, especially with my son, because he's getting to that age, I'm like, I can't believe this is Luke Skywalker.
So, what do you think now? Uh, what do you think of the? I'll leave this here. What do you think is the appropriate age to watch Star Wars with a child?
See, I think that heavily depends on the child.
Okay.
So, for instance, not to throw my niece underneath the bus or my nephews or anything like that, but I would let my son watch Star Wars currently because
Okay.
he doesn't take things very emotionally. I think he'd be able to look at the lightsaber battles and be like, wow, that's cool. But I also kind of feel like my niece would take it and be like, oh no, they died. And I think when it comes to the content that you expose your children to, as a parent, you should know what your child is emotionally able to do. I mean, this is
So
the
9.
question as being like, what age do you think it's appropriate to let your child watch anime? It just kind of depends on the child.
Agreed, but I feel like my child should not watch any anime until she's at an age of
If your
understanding.
children cannot watch all of Star Wars, do not watch anime.
No, my child cannot watch Star Wars yet because I'm going to give her to Star Wars correctly, which is Episode 4, 5, and 6, 1, 3, and that's it. We're going to skip 2. I just didn't like 2. I felt Anakin was too whiny in 2, and I understand it was leading up to something, but like if they could go back and like AI his voice or change the dialogue. That's what I like about AI because but eventually AI will be so advanced everybody can make their own version of what the dialogue is, and then change his voice to to his voice is not whiny, just where his voice is normal or whatever, and
Mhm.
makes it better. So I can't wait till AI advances in the next year or two where we can do that. And like, look, episode 1 and 2 were good because you cut out the pod racing and the stupid stuff in episode 1. Like, so basically, Jar Jar only has one line and then he disappears.
I don't know. I kind of
Uh,
like the bit that Jar Jar is like a secret, like uh, Jedi Sith. That'd be kind of cool, like a Sith Lord. I'd see
well,
that.
that's the whole thing is Dark Jar Jar.
Jar
Basically,
Jar needs to happen.
yes, if Dark Jar Jar was a thing, that's kind of what saved, believe it or not, because people, the whole memes and memeing 1, 2, and 3 basically made people love 1, 2, and 3. If it
Mhm.
wasn't for people memeing the hell out of those, they memed them into relevancy of being good, and they were only the last one was good, and that's because Anakin became Darth Vader. Spoiler alert for like a story that's like from 1977. Well, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we get out of here, young lady?
I would like to give a special shout out to all of my friends and family who watches me when I get on, and you. My mom very much follows your podcast a lot more than I do when I'm not on there. Sorry.
Oh, I'm very sorry to your mom for some of my language that I
Yeah,
use
she'll just
and
come into
some
the
of my
kitchen and she'll
tirade.
be like, "You weren't on Thomas tonight." My mom
But
loves you, by the way.
but no, no, it's good that it's good when you come back, and I'm always glad when you take time out because I know you're very busy and you got a lot of things going on. So, is there anything else you want to say?
No, not really. Just thank you for all the supporters out there.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all as always. Please, as I always say this, and I say this because if you want the show to grow, if you want Buggy K to be on more often, well, when she can, and you know, please like, share, subscribe to the show. Don't forget to go to our emails, check out everything in our bios. Send us stuff. We do have a few things from a few people, but I wanted to make this more about the topics tonight and the return of Buggy K. And whenever Buggy K can show up, it's always an honor and a privilege to have her. So, ladies and gentlemen, aliens, whatever you identify as this wonderful, beautiful, crazy, and amazing world with a cool haircut, because I don't know what it's like to have cool hair because I have
I have
none.
enough hair for that.
Have a safe and wonderful night, and we wish you all the best. Peace out.
Thank you, Thomas.